Hey y'all, and welcome back to another reading tracker / reading journal video. The first one was really well received, so I wanted to show you actually the updated version of the same one that I got and like what the differences are between the two. And then also this version from Target that is bound and just kind of the features of that one as well, just to show another option. First, I'm going to show you this option from Target. This is a hardback bound book and it was $8.99. I actually bought 6 of these for the girls in my book club, which is why I have it, but I haven't wrapped them yet. So I thought I would show you the innards before I do that. I am going to wrap them in the way that I wrapped that book from my gift guide and include some pens and hot chocolate, which I think will be really cute. We're meeting this weekend, so I'm just trying to squeeze this in. But I think the cover is so nice. It's so pretty. It's very well made, in my opinion, especially for the price point. There is a place to put who the book belongs to. And then we get right into a table of contents. There is this nice ribbon bookmark, if that's something you're into. And the table of contents gives you space for all of the book reviews, as well as wish list items. So this book is pretty simple. What you have is book reviews and a wish list. They are a 2-page spread each, and there's room for 65 books to be reviewed in this reading journal. I really like this. I'm going to set it down. Okay, hopefully this is a better view for you all, a little bit closer in. As you can see, we have sort of the standard book title, author, genre, rating with star rating. This is something that I really, really liked though. Quick opinion of this book. One of the best books I've read, pure entertainment, guilty pleasure read, not what I expected. It was just okay, emotional, hysterically funny, and worst book ever. Plus, an option to put your own little quick opinion. I love this. I would like to integrate this into my own tracker because I think this is hilarious. I think this is actually a very insightful book review tool, especially this question here, why I chose this book. I think that's so interesting. Did someone recommend it to you? Did you notice it on a table and pick it up on a whim? Is it for book club? Is it required reading? Like, I think that's so awesome. So we have the date I began, date I finished, which is pretty typical as well, a summary, favorite quotes from the book, and then highlights. I love this. So this is the spread for each book. And like I said, there's room for 65 throughout this book. And towards the end, there's also a spot for wish list books. I like this again. You have book title, author, genre, who recommended it, if anyone did, where to acquire, and notes. I like this where to acquire feature because sometimes different retailers have different editions. And so it's nice to add exactly where you want to pick up a copy of that book. Also, if it's a pre-order, you could put that in the where to acquire if you've pre-ordered it from somewhere already, or put that in the notes. I just really like this. I think it is, for a small and simple book, I think it's quite thoughtful. And in this section, you have space to add 69 books to your wish list. Then you just have these pretty pink end pages. Put the ribbon bookmark back through there. And that is the book. Like I think I said, this is $8.99, which I think is an epic price. You could do a really nice gift for someone for like $15 with this. A nice pen, a bookmark, or a sachet of hot chocolate. Really cute, really sweet gift. Now to kind of the main reason why I wanted to film this video. This is the original tracker I'd purchased from the Book Sisters on Etsy, and this kind of blew up for my little baby channel and got a lot of interest. Since I filmed that so long ago and just uploaded it on a whim, I had actually bought their updated version. The super important parts are the same to me, but some of the areas that it differs were actually better, in my opinion, than the original for me. They were more interesting to me, we'll say. And so I will show you that throughout the book, just where things differ. If you want to see more detail, I would watch the original video for this, which I will link in the description box. This is going to just be showing you the differences between the two. Starting right off, we do have a different interior cover. And then the stickers are slightly different. First, we have different designs, but then also the font is different. I prefer this font to this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, but that is what it is. I have yet to determine what these are for. I'm not 100% sure. But then we do have a bit of a difference in the genres. We have found family in a different place, so that might throw you off a little bit. but we have taken Brother's Best Friend in place of Opposites Attract. Everything else is essentially the same, but like I said, I'm not sure what these are for yet. One of the most notable changes for me was really just the font. The sort of bones of the planner are the same. I will say with this newer version, you have the option of 200 reviews, which is what I love so much about this. However, you can also get it with, I believe, 100 reviews or just note pages in the back. So that's something to consider if the structure of pure reviews in the back is not for you, or you're someone who wants fewer books to review. Another difference here, and one that I actually don't like, is this. I really liked the bookish this or that. I don't really care about the most anticipated releases because there are other places in this book that I could list those. Otherwise, everything is really the same. Again, it's just the font. The quote is even the same. We just have a different motif around it and different font. Again, here we have another same but different. As you can see, it's still the library shelves that you can list your books on, just a slightly different design. And that is still a 2-page spread. You can see here a bit of the difference. New, old. The next section is again going to be the exact same, just a little bit of a different font. And here in the new version, we have a tip, highlight the new releases you have pre-ordered. Just the only real difference there. This is not technically different content, it's just in a different order. Where the original book moves into Reading Tracker, the new version moves into TBR. So if I fast forward past the TBR, I get to the Reading Tracker in the new one, which again, same format, different font. And while the new book moves from TBR to Reading Tracker, the original version I ordered moves from Reading Tracker to 5-star reads. And this is still included. It just comes at a different point in the journal than the original one here. We also have a DNF section. The Duology Trilogy Tracker is the same but different. You still have the basic information here at the top, but where you have the star rating, the new version adds a spice rating. I don't know that that's really necessary unless you read a lot of romance or romantasy. It's not something I tend to track, the spice level of books, but if you're a person who does track that, then that's a nice feature to have. And you'll see the same kind of addition to the series tracker here. It does mean that you lose a portion on each page, as you can only do 2 series per page as opposed to 3 in the older version. So essentially what that means is that you kind of lose 10 series that you're able to track in the book. You still get 20 in this book, but you get 30 here. So that's really up to the personal preference. Again, I don't think I would read more than 20 series in a year, but some people only read series, or they heavily read series and maybe rarely read a standalone. So it's just sort of personal preference. Moving from the series tracker, both books go into the author backlist and then the trope tracker. Where the new book had TBR more towards the front of this section, the older book has it at the end of this section. And in addition to this newer book that I really liked is Book Club, the book club section. I have an in-person book club. We tend to meet every 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter. It just depends on everybody's schedule. And I love that I can track the book we read. I really love all the details surrounding this as well, especially like the meeting details. I like to see how many times do we go to a certain place, or is there a place that we really tend to like? I just really like all of the detail here in this and a place to see it all at a glance. After the addition of Book Club, both books go into Book Mail. This one just moves from Trope Tracker into Book Mail. This moves from the Book Club section into Book Mail. Here is another deviation. At a glance, these look the same. The original book, we have a year in pixels. The new book, we have a year in pixels. However, the original book, we move into a genre tracker. And in this book, we get 2 year in pixels, which I kind of like. I have no idea how I'm going to use it yet, but it does intrigue me. Then this book moves into the genre tracker. And the original book moves into this Reading Goals at a Glance. Again, up to 200 books. This page is just fine for me. It doesn't really do anything for me. And then you have your yearly reading stats. Here, after genre tracker, this is a little more compact, and we do have all the same information. So where we had like an extra page in this new book, they kind of make up for it. Where this was a 2-page spread, they consolidate it down to a 1-page. Again, just a slight difference. Where we had it here, we kind of have it after the yearly reading stats. I think, again, This is part of that compensating for using an extra page here or there. Certain things just had to be adjusted. Here is one of my favorite divergences, I guess you would say, and that is with the challenges. So we still have the rainbow cover challenge, but instead of the 4 seasons, which I also do like, we have a retelling challenge. First up is a read a Beauty and the Beast retelling. We have read a Greek mythology retelling, read a retelling based on folklore, love that. Read a retelling based off a classic novel. Also love that. I would still enjoy doing a 4 seasons challenge, but I do like this one. And then the second page really is the same. Again, just a difference in font. From here, the original book just goes into a new section, monthly recaps. But our new book has extra challenges. I love a 12 moon reading challenge. I am a person who kind of tracks the full moons. I know all the monthly moons, the wolf moon. I am August, which is the sturgeon moon, and I love a sturgeon. But anyway, these are just very interesting. Read a book with water on the cover. Read a book with cozy vibes for the snow moon, the hunter's moon, read a book with spooky vibes. I just really enjoyed it. If you have been here for any amount of time, you know I'm not great with TBR games and things like that, but a little challenge like this really lights something up in my brain, and I do enjoy it so much. Another thing I love, cozy bookish bingo. Like this also just calls to me. Read a book from your home library. I need all of them to be that. Read a cozy fantasy or mystery. Read a book set in fall. Like I just love these. Read a fairy tale retelling. Ooh, I have plenty of those. Do a buddy read with a friend. I love this because it's not so structured. You can just sort of do it as you go. And there's no pressure, which means there is no chance of me flaking out on it. After the challenges in both books, we do come back together to the monthly recap section in both as well. The biggest changes you might notice in the month at a glance are hopeful has become to be read. And then in the books I've read section, here we have 15 in the original version. The new version has 17. Same title, author, page number, and rating. The second page, again, we have the addition of how many 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, or DNF books you did. But everything else is very similar. Favorite author has just shifted down, and then this section here has expanded out to account for this new row. Daily reading tracker is the same. Favorite quote, top 3 reads, genres read, and your note box gets a bit smaller to accommodate for all the other additions. If you saw my original walkthrough, you will know that the motifs in the monthly recaps change in this original book. There's crystals, mushrooms, flowers, moths. In the new version, everything stays the same. There is no rolling or differentiating motifs. They're all the same kind of little vine designs. The final section in both books is for book reviews. Here is the original one I showed, and here is the newer version. When I say newer version, this is just a 2025 version. As shown here, it is 2025. And in the original one I showed, it is 2024 copyright. So you'll also notice that this is just sort of a floral motif. And here we have like a word design. I think this would be kind of cute actually if you colored it in. And the monthly recap section has something like that too. I think it would be really cute if you colored it in. You could color this in as well. There's just something I like about this sort of framed area with the flowers and the moon. And then I love the little floral design of this one. Like I mentioned earlier, both of these books are going to give you the space to review 200 books. And here there is no different from the original version I showed you to the newer version that I have. Last thing, inside cover is again different. This is the newer version, the older version, same as in the front. And here's the back of both. So there you have it. These are the 3 reading trackers. What do you think? Would you pick up any of these? Have you picked up a reading tracker? Do you make your own in a bullet journal, or do you just stick with Fable or Goodreads? Please let me know down in the comments what you're planning to do for 2026. And if you would like to see me fill these out on a monthly basis, I don't know, I'm considering it, but it might get a little overwhelming because I do read an awful lot. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this updated version of my reading trackers, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.